Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the last auto show of the year 2024. I hope there will be a lot of interesting things. And here we are immediately greeted by, believe it or not, the new Audi car brand. I'll tell you all about it. Take a look at this decoration. They decided to make a statement about oneself in this manner. So, in the 25th year, a new car brand, Audi plus Chinese SAIC, will go on sale. There will be no familiar rings, as you can see, just the Audi lettering. For its part, SAIC promises to make these cars state-of-the-art by the standards of the new premium Chinese car industry. That is, advanced voice assistant, cool screens, software, apps, autopilot, auto parking and acceleration under 4 seconds in the entire lineup. And Audi will provide the suspension and design, while the battery will be purchased from Kotl. As for why Audi teamed up with SAIC, I think it's not hard to guess. In the premium segment, SAIC is doing worse than anyone else. Whether SAIC can give Audi something that it itself isn't doing well in the car market, that's the question. Smart? Geely and Mercedes? Not so long ago it was just Mercedes. Now it's Geely and Mercedes. Crossover number 5, 368,000 yuan. Acceleration 4.9 to 100, 800 volts, 100 kilowatt-hour battery, size you see for yourself, and air suspension. Look at the design of the dashboard. Looks interesting, doesn't it? There are some touch buttons here. 2 large screens with high-quality picture. I think it's clear, right? Double glazing. There are seat adjustments in the rear. Stairs. They open the doors at the U7th Dragon, 1,300 horses, 130 kilowatt-hour battery. The interior has different colors. Here's the white one. The main seat here is in the back. The same screen like in my YangWang U8. Very high quality interior trim materials. There's a fridge in the back. I'll do a review on this car soon. Rumor has it that they will show a suspension that has never been seen in a series production version in history. We will check. Rims come like this. And like this. There's a red-black option. You see it, yeah? I think we all know what I'm talking about. It hasn't started selling yet. But it's already predicted to beat the sales of every car in its class, including the Huawei M9. You're looking at Denza N9. The face could have been prettier. But the fact that there's a 200 horsepower generator, 2-liter turbine, and a total output of 900 horsepower says that the L9 is a pissing boy against it. I understand BYD's plan is to have only their sub-brands at the top, all others bye-bye. We don't know exactly what it will be like inside yet, but I'm guessing it will be the same as the Z9 sedan. From the rear, it's as strong as from the side. Lixiang is like Lego, meaning they assemble their cars using parts from suppliers. But speaking of BYD and their sub-brands, they completely build everything themselves, so they can price dump everyone. When you buy any BYD car or any BYD sub-brands, you get a lot of car for minimal money. I don't know if the camera conveys it, but in person it seems very massive. Perforated brake discs. Denza D9, the best-selling minivan in China, the one that spoiled sales of the Toyota Alphard and Mercedes V-Class. Geely and their subsidiary LEVC have unveiled a crazy minivan, just crazy. Regarding interior trim, it's like the 009 Zeekr, no worse. It appears cartoonish from the outside. It reminds me of Zeekr mix. I think the back is more interesting. Cattle battery, 140 kilowatt hours, 800 horsepower. All-wheel drive, pure electric. It has screens. There are captain seats. And the third row appears like this. Alcantara on the ceiling. Well, interesting. Very interesting. There are tables beneath the screens. A large sunshade over the entire panoramic sunroof. Captain's chairs come with these small screens. There is a fridge, as you can see. The bottom is also covered with quality artificial leather. No expense spared. That's awesome. I wonder how much it costs. I'll find out now and let you know. Or can be like this. We've got three options. Either I hide it at all and I have a decent trunk, or I flip it to this side, you can drink tea in nature, or the fourth row of seats. 5.3 meters long. Price from $60,000 to $70,000, depending on the configuration. They showed the luxury model right off the bat. Featuring a screen, wood trim, and an umbrella, please. Everything looks nice and homey. Interesting. Attention. And there's a closet in the back. Have you ever seen this? Well, I understand it all disassembles and can be removed. And you will have a normal trunk. It's unusual. Of course, there's a divider, cameras, and everything else. Auto brand Jidu. I haven't even gotten around to showing you the 07 sedan yet. While I'm showing you a beautiful Chinese girl, they're showing us a new supercar. The Robo X model. Let's take a look inside. There's a screen on the steering wheel. Exceed, as known as Cherry Exceed, that the Chinese didn't want to buy. I've heard that outside of China they are trying to sell it as some kind of cool Chinese car, but in China, it's at the bottom of sales. Following the Zeekr mix, they showed something similar too, but it's a crossover. It's not a minivan where the seats also unfold into however you want. Hey look, what's that Cherry showed us? Is that a bed? Yes, it's definitely a bed. Porsche has huge problems in China. Sales collapse. Just collapse. The manager mentioned that after the test drive, many people are asking what the difference is between the Xiaomi SU7 and the Taycan. Now just think about it. In 1 year of its existence, Xiaomi came to the Nürburgring and embarrassed the entire global auto industry. There are so many people now, out of resentment, longing, and envy, saying that a prototype has arrived there, that it's not a production car and so forth, and then it's listed as a prototype in 4th place in the rankings. Everyone who is in the thread has figured out perfectly well that when a company a year old shows something like this, in 15 years they're going to start just teleporting. By the way, SU7 Max are buying more than Zeekr's 001 in China. And last month they sold 3 times as many as Zeekr 001. Lynk & Co. Z20. What does it remind you of? The same Zeekr X wearing a Lynk & Co. suit, officially to be sold in Europe. It seems to have a more aggressive design. This is what it looks like in gray. In front of us is the Geely Galaxy Starship 7. It's their new crossover, and as they claim, it's the top-of-the-line hybrid system on the planet today. There are 220 electric horsepower and 112 from a 1.5-liter engine with a thermal efficiency of 46.5%. This is the best performance globally today. They're asking $20,000 for the top trim. 20. The battery capacity is 29 kilowatt hours. Well, I'm interested. Oh, I get it. How can it be that for $20,000 the interior in the new Geely Starship 7 is the same as in the BMW X3? How can that happen? Wow. It's artificial leather, but the X3 is also artificial leather. And the screen looks great. It's a very pleasant trim, very nice. 1 pane glass. Audi is copying Zeekr and writing the all-new A5L, the long version of A5. They won't let anyone inside, keeping it intriguing. I'm curious, what's so all new about it? I remember when Zeekr wrote all new. It's got 50% of the horsepower. The screen learned to turn, remember? Instead of a single air suspension, there was a dual suspension. Cattle gave them a more advanced battery. The range was increased by 50 kilometers. I wonder what these will show. I'm not joking. Here's another new one. They're calling it new. Can you believe it? Let's see what's new here. Oh, wow. And what's at the back? Oh, look at that. And this way. Here's the standout. Just like that. How do you open it? Oh, like this. Just icing on the cake. The Zeekr 7X is aiming to be the best-selling car in the Zeekr lineup. In just over a month, they managed to ship more than 20,000 cars. For those who dislike screens sticking out, by the way. See how they've tucked it away here. Used it and then folded it back. You can just have a table without it. There's something luxury there. Let me show you the luxury. You see, it says at the bottom. Luxury. The battery is shameful. For this price, the horsepower is also shameful. It looks nice, right? I like it. Beautiful. But the material quality is at BYD level, if not worse. I'm demonstrating luxury. Oh, it broke off accidentally, not me. Not my fault. This is luxury. And everything's lagging. And what kind of sales do you think this luxury EQE has? 0. Chinese buyers don't want this. They're mocking this car. Leap Motor unveiled a new model, the B10. They're keeping people out, creating intrigue. Recently, Leap Motor has been performing well in the Chinese market. Sales are on the rise. Motors finally got permission from Beijing to use a new 130 kilowatt-hour solid-state battery. 6 months ago, they talked about this battery at the auto show, but it never showed up in the configurator when you build and price the L6. And now we find out that Beijing was testing it. They were recently given the go-ahead, and it seems they're completing the documents now. We should be able to order this battery soon. 130 kilowatt-hours, 1,000 kilometers per CLTC cycle. Well, let's say 800 will be realistic. But it's a significant advancement. The solid-state battery is highly safe in terms of fire risks and other factors, more resistant to low temperatures to high temperatures. And of course, the 900 volts charging and the solid-state battery can charge in about 10 minutes. NIO still doesn't sell their 150 kilowatt-hour solid-state battery. They rent it out, please, but it is still impossible to buy. The Chinese are renting. With NIO ET5, there is already a video in TikTok, where people have already traveled on a single battery charge 1,000 kilometers on the highway. Not in the city, I emphasize on the highway. Once again bragging that they are the only ones who can have a battery changed in 3 minutes at their stations. Just imagine. With a 150 kilowatt-hour solid-state battery, you drive 1,000 kilometers, change it in 3 minutes, and keep going. You've already seen the review of the Leopard 8, but at that time, there was no exact price. They wrote that it would be 400,000-500,000 yuan, and as it turned out, for the most top version they asked for 409,000 yuan. 409,000 yuan for such a car. BYD is strangling everyone with the price again. Here is Xpeng P7 Plus. This car has a strong sales launch. And what makes it strong? The price. 209,000 yuan. For a car of this size, over 5 meters long, with a single electric motor producing 310 horsepower and a 76 kilowatt-hour battery. Look how good it looks in white. With a black roof. That is, in the opinion of the Chinese, it turned out to be cute. It turned out to be very nice in terms of price. No one in China needs a second motor. No one buys all-wheel drive. The biggest sales of all cars are for the single-engine version because no one needs more than 5 seconds of acceleration. The car has a table, there's a screen at the bottom, and a lot of room in the back. Expensive interior trim. They gave a small battery, no second motor, no air suspension, but they did provide high-end interior trim, a large display, and massage functions. Listen, I see I can't get away from reviewing this car, right? I have to do it. I see people asking in the comments. I'm not too interested. Half Chinese, half Mazda. Ease a 6. The Hongqi company has a special line of very expensive cars for China. What do you think of this concept? If anyone thinks that the Chinese don't turn concepts into reality, then you probably haven't been watching our channel for the past 3 years. Everything they aim to do has come to pass. And this will appear too. By the way, this retractable steering wheel concept is what we can anticipate in the future. Everyone will be driving on autopilot by default, but if you need to get faster somewhere in there, just take the wheel and drive. Avatar. The sedan 1.2 has received a hybrid version with a 39 kilowatt-hour battery, but for now, it's on one electric motor. I'll fill in the details about the electric motor, engine type, power, and the price too. Nissan is now working with the Dongfeng brand. They've made a new electric car, N7. They won't let anyone in. I don't know the price, and they don't know it either. We don't know what the battery and how many horses. Next year, we will know everything. Remember area? Here it is in front of you that seemed to be so average, not bad. But no, the Chinese don't buy it. Multimedia is weak. Not enough horsepower, small battery, not that small, just average. But everyone wants more for this money, what the Chinese offer. That's it. It didn't pan out, so. The competition is too strong. This vehicle is simply less attractive than the Chinese competitors, so I'm not sure if they'll succeed either. Nissan Epic. Toyota. They just called it the number 7 concept. That's all, friends. I'm feeling worn out. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Take care and see you next time.